always on vacation, cause we get high, get high, get high. Put your hands in the sky. We break it down to
Welcome, Allison Stien. Is it Stein or Steen?
It's Stein.
Not Steen.
No, not Stein.
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 You know what joke I'm making there? Freaking Steen, freaking Stein.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That was a terrible first attempt at a opening line here. That's me at a bar. No, all right. So welcome, Allison. I already fucked it up. Allison Stien. To our inaugural Toking Today podcast. So we are going to be launching Toking Today. We're going to be talking about all sorts of Hollywood topics, all sorts of Arizona topics, and how cannabis and film kind of blend together. We're going to be having people from both sides, from both Hollywood and cannabis politics and the cannabis industry in general, coming onto the show and talking today and Toking Today. So as you see, I did provide some cannabis, but it wasn't good enough for Allison. She brought her own Grow Science, not Doctor Who, but what was the strain today?
Wedding cake. Wedding cake.
And it's actually very, very tasty. We put it in the volcano vaporizer, and I'm liking it. It's got me a little spacey, but it's a good little strain. We definitely appreciate you bringing that in today. Sorry, my weed wasn't good enough, Allison.
No, it was fine. I just wanted to try Grow Sciences, and
What do you think?
it's awesome.
It's tasty. Yeah, I like it. Well, welcome, Allison. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
I'm Allison Stien. I write for Arizona Cannabis News.
Arizona Cannabis News. Now, that's an online publication. That's Michael Weiser came into the show recently. He's the editor for that show. Or for that.
My editor.
Yeah. And now you are the writer, though. You're putting the stories out.
Well, Michael writes a lot too, but yeah.
He said he's busy with his political side right now, so we'll let you do the writing, I guess, for the few months upcoming.
Yes.
So it sounds like.
Yeah.
So you've actually put out a couple of pretty interesting articles. One of them you broke recently was the Maricopa County Sheriff's Department making concentrates.
Yes. They were making concentrates out of confiscated flower and confiscated manufacturing equipment.
Wow. So the flour they were using was old flour, basically?
I don't know how old it was. I mean, these were pretty much, I believe, caregivers that they were. So
probably licensed medical patients that they took the products from
over small technicalities, possibly, maybe. Yeah.
Wow. So they were making the concentrates. What were they doing with them after they were making them?
I don't know what they were doing with them after they make them. They haven't replied to any of my emails. So
some of these bootlegged cartridges that are starting to come out, do you think that might be Maricopa Sheriff's County Office
wow,
cartridges?
That's a conspiracy theory. Maybe. I don't know.
That just came to me, but we didn't see poisoned cartridges until the story came out. Then all of a sudden now we're starting to see some.
Maybe they put out the poison cartridges to draw us away from the story.
Huh.
Maybe, but it's not going to work.
I think we might have opened something there.
Well, they refused to respond. I've contacted them from my publisher's email.
Probably because they're getting high on all that meds, man. They got to do something with it.
That's what I said. They've written back. They just forgot to hit send.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's in the outbox. So the drafts.
It's in the draft.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So the Maricopa Sheriff's County. I can't even say MSCO.
MCSO.
That's why I'm trying to put it in different. I'm just a little dyslexic here. So you broke that article. You put out on Arizona Cannabis Monthly, and that's obviously gotten a lot of traction now. I mean, you've heard a lot from people who have been arrested by the officers involved. Is that?
Yeah, I have.
What were they saying?
I found that the officers involved pretty much wholeheartedly believe that cannabis concentrate is the equivalency to heroin.
Wow, and they're making it.
Obviously, they haven't tried it.
Wow.
Or the stuff. I mean, I don't know if it's safe for consumption. I would like to try it.
Yeah.
But
I would like to get it tested and then try it.
I would like to get it tested
yeah.
and then try it. But there's no way to legally get it
in
for
your
them
hands.
to give it
Yeah.
to me. I mean, they could take it to a lab technically.
Yeah.
Because that's a third party that's like allowed to deal with it, but they couldn't give it to me because they're not a patient.
And they're not a dispensary.
Right.
Yeah. Not licensed to be handling it, but they're handling it.
Yeah.
Because they got the authority from the higher ups in the government, basically.
It's with this HIDA task force, and they're sanctioned by the DEA.
That's the Hemp Industry Trade Association?
No, it's HID.
Oh, D instead of T.
Yeah, DT or something, DTA or something.
So this task force is actually, they're looking at enforcing concentrates from the medical marijuana. They're trying to crack down more is what it sounds like.
It sounds like they're trying to bust patients for going over the allotment.
Even though they were legally sold by the dispensary to the patient, and now they're trying to recalibrate what allotment is. Pretty
much.
Okay. So what we were talking...
Well, it stems from the Jones case with the Supreme Court ruling.
You want to clarify us on that?
The Supreme Court came back with...
Arizona Supreme Court.
Yeah, came back with, yes, concentrates are covered by the AMMA, but we can only possess and purchase the amount of flour that it takes to make up that gram.
So currently the AMMA says 2.5 ounces of usable marijuana, medical marijuana. And now they're coming back and saying, now since concentrates are allowed by that, they are saying how much marijuana does it take to make that concentrate?
Is going to be taken off your allotment.
Wow. So as somebody who's made concentrates in the past, it's usually about 10% yield if you're using stems, leaves, which is what most concentrates are made from.
There's another catch because the Supreme Court said all parts of the plant can be used, but then when it came to the allotment part, it said dry flour. But I'm sure the Supreme Court didn't mean to do that. So, I mean, don't try to go out and get busted with an insane amount of concentrate.
Sure.
And just say it came from trim, so it was unusable. Don't do that.
So like this here, I wonder if that is classified as usable or unusable.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because I've used it. I'm done with it. This is vaporized cannabis, but there's more than 2.5 ounces here. Definitely.
But I would that's what I was wondering too with
Yeah, because I used it. I'm done with it. But somebody else might find this usable. And they can smoke this and get something out of it, or they can cook it with it, or they can make concentrates out of it. So I'm done with it. It's no longer usable to me. But what's to define
usable?
Usable, yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh. Interesting little... So
you're having a lawyer come in a few days, aren't you?
Supposedly Tom Dean is coming in a few days, but what a few days is. Yeah, he might get scared and run out if he sees that. I don't know. That might... Is this legal? And then he just runs. I don't... Might not get an answer on that one. Yeah, we'll have to find out from the actual lawyers, the cannabis lawyers. And Tom Dean is on the Cannabis Bar Association, Cannabis Business Bar. No,
Arizona Cannabis Bar Association.
There it is. See, I'm terrible with these acronyms. I am very bad with these. Arizona Cannabis Bar Association. And that's Tom Dean. But he's also one of the first lawyers for NORML, and he's had a very, very intense marijuana law background. You've actually done an interview with him recently. You've met him a few times, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He used to speak at our classes. He was one of the first guest speakers we had for our Herbal Risings cannabis classes. But yeah, it'd be interesting to have him back on and see what he has to say.
Ask him. I'll be curious to see what he says.
Yeah, me too. So the sheriff's office, you broke that story. What else have you been seeing in Arizona that's been a hot topic?
I wrote a few articles about child custody and cannabis. Mm-hmm. I'll probably pick that up in a little bit again.
Wow. Now
I did it about pregnancy and.
Okay. That's something we talked about with Michael also is we had a student come through our class. That's where Michael met the lady. I can't remember her name either. I'm bad with names and acronyms. But she went through the whole treating herself with cannabis, and then during her pregnancy, and ended up winning the case to keep her kid and go through the whole thing. But I know there's it's such a big thing because doctors will tell you not to stop smoking cannabis during your pregnancy usually.
Well, some doctors do, some doctors.
It depends on the doctor.
Well, doctors are mandated to report.
Okay.
if there's any illegal drugs, and technically since cannabis is not federally approved, it is, and DCS is federally funded.
So these doctors are turning in patients, is what you're saying?
Well, that's pretty much what you have to do when you're pregnant.
Okay, so
you don't have to. The doctor does not really have to. If there's medical use involved, they don't. But some doctors are. It really depends on the doctor's personal preference. If some doctors see cannabis use as being horrible, then they're probably going to report you, and you might not want to use that doctor.
obviously, yeah.
But then there's like self-reporting. Like if you ask your doctor, that's kind of self-reporting. So even that might like prone them to drug test you, because you don't know you're getting drug tested when you're pregnant.
Right, because they're always testing your pee.
Well, yeah,
nutrients
for
and
everything.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what sample is, and they don't have to tell you by law, really. So you could be fined the entire time, and the doctor is supposed to reach out and tell you that you've been testing positive, but they don't. And DCS waits until
the baby's been born,
and then they come and traumatize everybody when.
Wow. So have you seen a few cases like this, or have you started?
Yeah, there's a few cases.
Wow. What kind of results are you hoping for or seeing?
It's really touch and go. I know one mother, Erica, she had her child was in custody for like almost like 6 months or something, 9 months after she gave birth, and she has autism. She's totally qualified to have a card, and they messed with her.
So did she have her card, or?
She has her card. She had her card the entire time she was pregnant, and they messed with her. My friend Sarah, they messed with her. She was in a car accident and is in like a lot of pain.
Wow.
But I mean,
so are they taking the kid away, or are they just coming in and just?
Well, sometimes they just come in and traumatize you, which when you're in the hospital, like, you're a parent.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like,
Yeah.
knock, knock. Oh, it's DCS, oh, we're opening an investigation. And you're just like, oh, dude, what?
Yeah, no kid, especially first kid or whatever. That was just crazy. Yeah.
So.
Wow.
But it's not just that. It's just in general. If they smell marijuana, DCS can come in and take a kid.
Yeah.
Sometimes even if a kid has their card, I've heard that there's issues like, no, they can't do concentrates, or DCS tries to come in and tell them how to medicate their kid.
That's interesting. Now, do they consider edibles a concentrate?
I'm sure they do. I don't know what, but some kids have like dietary and like things to where like edibles won't work. So sometimes.
So you gotta do something a little stronger. And I know RSO would be considered a concentrate, which full extract cannabis oil or any of those types. So yeah, that would definitely one hand fighting against the other. Getting recommended by a doctor and then CPS coming in and taking action. That's crazy.
Yeah. No.
So
DCS is an entity. No pot like legislation is really ever going to fix DCS. DCS is always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
If it's not cannabis that they're going to take your kids for, they're going to find something else. If they want to take your kids, they're going to find a reason.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. We've had a small run-in, but we nothing came about it. But it was somebody reported the smell of marijuana, and they came talk to the kids and did the whole thing. But it's crazy the parents that do lose their kids, that are getting their kids taken away, and these kids are dying in custody of somebody else's custody. I saw an article about a mom who lost her kid because of marijuana, and the kid ended up getting murdered or whatever. And
that little girl.
Yeah, she was like 2 years old or something like that.
Yeah, that blonde little girl.
Yeah.
And she got like scalding hot water poured on her or something.
Yeah.
And she's still in foster care, kept away from her mom.
Wow. So that one lived. The one I saw, the kid actually died.
Oh no, this little girl still lived.
Oh wow. And she's still in foster care.
And she's still in foster care, kept away from her mom.
Wow.
That's the last I heard. I haven't really.
This was a cannabis mom.
I don't know if she was a cannabis mom, but
still CPS.
Still.
Yeah. What kind of situation was the kid in before to be taken away from, and then now
they put them in sometimes worse situations?
Yeah, I've definitely seen some conspiracy theories about sex trafficking and all sorts of things with CPS, and I've heard some very very crazy horror stories coming from that. It's just amazing that they're using cannabis or patients as a door for that.
They'll use anything they can for a door.
Yeah,
I mean, some parents are actually. We're not going to say all the DCS cases are bad cases.
sure.
But
Some obviously need to be taken. Yeah. But yeah, it's it's hard to differentiate. I'm sure they have a tough time in their job too to see which ones are the bad ones and which ones are on the line or don't need to be on the line. But yeah, it's crazy. So do you think being with the inside the Arizona cannabis news and seeing this stuff, and are you more of an activist, or are you more jaded to it now?
what? I kind of have to play Switzerland.
Yeah, you have to be in between there.
I have to just be in the gray, I think.
Yeah.
Because I want to get both sides to be objective.
Yeah. When you're seeing these, these CPS cases, these Maricopa County Sheriffs, are you starting to see backlash from the government side, just saying mind your own business, or?
Oh, MCSO doesn't like me.
No, they know who you are.
I'm sure they know who I am.
Yeah.
I'm more than positive they know who I am, and they don't like me.
Yeah.
But then they shouldn't do shady shit.
I agree. Now, because of that, are you starting to see the other side where you were just at a patient event where you're more of a local celebrity now coming in?
No, I try to be low key.
You're trying to hide in the back and just take all the notes,
Right.
report. Yeah. Get all the information. How was the Earl Cup? You recently went camping, Earl Camp.
Earl Camp was.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a local Arizona event. You went camping up in Payson?
No, it was Camp Verde at the Jackpot Ranch, which is like some people's home, and they like open their home up to us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So was it like where after Woodstock, everybody just left all the trash and everything?
I don't know. I
Indian.
didn't. Well, there was people there, volunteers that were meant
That's
to
good.
clean up. So I mean,
The
the volunteers did a great job, and
That's
it
not,
really wouldn't run without everybody's hard work.
was it pretty professional?
There's a lot of stoners that were there.
Yeah.
And I think it was more organized than, a lot of other festivals I've seen.
Sure.
I don't think any festival goes off without a hitch.
Yeah. Was it more of a chill vibe? Because we go to these concert.
I got a chill. It was a chill vibe.
There wasn't a lot of alcohol, rage, nothing like that.
It was just like, hey, whatever, dude.
So a lot of stoners just sitting in the grass. Huh?
Yeah, I listened to I've Got Five on it about like 20 times though.
Right.
Course of the weekend.
Was there like PAs or was it little boom boxes everywhere?
There was personal people with their cars, and then there was like DJ, and it was all over. It was fun.
So it was more like you'd see like in the 60s, 70s.
It was like a little village.
Yeah, everybody just came together like a commune.
It was cute.
That's cool.
It was adorably cute. Yeah.
Was there a lot of tents set up, or?
The tents were extravagant. I'm writing an article about it actually. So.
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
we gotta wait for the.
It was cool to see like the stoner ingenuity in it.
Yeah.
Like people using like pool umbrellas and the way everybody like set up their tent, and everybody's campsite was like different.
Did you get some cool pictures?
Michael always bitches at me about this because I suck at taking pictures.
You gotta get the pictures.
So I just, I'm sure I know a lot of people that took pictures.
Yeah, just get some of their pictures.
I took a lot of pictures for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Selfies?
I took a lot for me. I took pictures of the camp. I was really super proud of our camp. We have a really extravagant camp.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was it sectioned off to like little cliques, or?
There was like each little campsite, but I mean, we picked a place in the back. It was me, Shadowlyn, and Mushy.
I was the three girls just hanging out. And
then Greg was like 2 campsites over.
Yeah?
And then like Michael and Todd were over.
So like we say campsites, was it like a little like a
little
fire?
squared off, like chalked off, like.
Oh, okay. So they had like number.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
That's
were
cool.
spot 40.
Oh, nice.
On OG Kush. lane or something.
Oh, so it was actually okay. Did you get a little map when he came to the?
Yeah, I have
okay.
that.
Well, that's neat.
Like my friend hit me up and she's like, "I'm at 36," and I looked at the map. I'm like, "I know exactly where you are."
Oh, right on.
Because I was at 40 snowshoes. So I was like, "I'll come find you."
That's cool. Was it pretty spread out?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
I wore my leg weights like on Saturday and hiked around there, so my legs hurt pretty good. I only wore them for like 2-3 hours.
Oh, really? But you got a good little workout in those few hours, huh?
Yeah.
You did a video on Arizona Cannabis News about the Maricopa Sheriff's office doing the concentrates, and I think we got a few viewers in here now, so I wanted to kind of recap on that and bring that video up. You got a chance to talk us through that?
Okay.
Yeah, let's see what we got there. So is this somebody actually making concentrates for sale on the black market, or is this somebody just making concentrates for themselves? Or do
We'll
they
just
know?
say unlicensed.
Okay.
I don't know. Clearly unlicensed or
Yeah, I see now. So this is actual grow.
yeah. That was somebody's home.
Yeah. Breaking all the windows.
The person that gave me this video, thank you. His house is on here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So in the
I've talked
neighborhood.
to quite a few people that are on this video. Like their grows were on this video.
Wow. So are you seeing that they are licensed patients, or is it just people trying to skate around the current Arizona laws?
Well, if they were trying to skate around the laws, why did they like give AZDHS all their information?
So these people, AZDHS had these people's information as grown for patients. Wow.
I think they were licensed to cultivate. I believe they were licensed to cultivate.
So their medical marijuana card most likely had a license to cultivate.
Or they
there.
were caregivers.
Wow.
And they might have just messed up. I mean,
so
it does show a black or a illegal market.
So this
exchange, kind of, but.
So this is.
So that would lead you to believe that cops might have undercover cards or undercover cards.
Yeah. So I know they did a big bust on the delivery system or the delivery services here recently, and
I wrote an article about that too.
I
talked to Jared at Dawn.
Okay,
He said that he had a lot of strange calls that Thursday. And because of their protocol, nothing really happened. See, watch.
That's how I started.
And yes, he's using PVC.
Yeah. Oh, terrible. Yeah, I don't know if I want to smoke those concentrates from them after all. Yeah. So there's so many. So yeah, obviously they're.
Now they're blowing things out of proportion.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff could also happen, like filling a butane lighter.
Well, this happened at a restaurant when I was a kid growing up. The pilot light went off on the stove, and the AC kicked on. It blew up the whole restaurant. So I mean, these explosions happen. They're not all necessarily linked to BHO, but I see a couple of CO2 tanks back there in that last shot.
That was a pretty big bust for MCSO. They got a lot of equipment on that one.
So they're learning a little bit more. They're advancing their equipment.
Every bus they learn more,
Yeah.
and then they learn how to, yeah.
I always keep my hundreds on the outside too. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we can see where they're definitely getting their equipment from, and obviously the ideas. But the news stories obviously got the propaganda behind it that you're blowing up your houses, and we're taking bad concentrates. Obviously, what they show there, that black stuff, is not what you're going to get in the dispensary. And if you're getting deliveries and it looks like that black stuff, don't get it again. don't buy it from the cops. throw it back and go somewhere else.
It didn't look all that pretty.
No, that's not very good concentrates. But what?
But I think that that was like 2 years ago. They might have improved their
sure.
technique, and it might be somewhat.
Putting the cartridges out now, and
they might be able to. You might be able to consume what they're making now.
Well, I'm consuming, but I'm not consuming what they're making yet. But
it's kind of scary.
That is crazy. So they go in. These people had license to cultivate, authorized to cultivate on their card. They fucked up. They had too many plants.
I'm speculating.
I'm
yeah.
Well, I'm defying it. I'm making sure that's defined.
No, I'll say it.
Sorry, we got the doggies hearing me hitting on the table. All right. Yeah. No, I agree. We can only speculate at this point because we really don't know the cases, and they haven't been put out yet. But there's
the
nobody
only thing that you can really put out is the minute entries, and going back and reading all of those are tedious because it's literally like stereo instructions, which is bullshit.
Yeah, and that's the thing, they try to make it as difficult as possible for the general public to understand what the hell they're doing or what they got going on.
True.
And that's a big part of it. I know there are people down there sifting through these cases and trying to determine it and doing their thing. I think Tom Dean, like we talked about, might be a good person, because I know he's had a couple of cases in court that with concentrates that have been there. But yeah, it's unbelievable that they're confiscating the stuff, they're talking bad about it, they're saying how dangerous it is, and then they're out there they're making it, I guess, to see how it's made. Sure.
Well, what do you want to do if you have clearance to blow shit up? You want to blow shit up. So,
yeah.
Up until the Jones ruling, pretty much MCSO came out with a statement saying, this was before I put out the video, but they came out with a statement saying that prior to the Jones ruling that they were just having fun experimenting and blowing shit up. So until the Jones ruling came, and then they shifted. Then they had a focus suddenly to blow shit up.
Wow. So
or not blow shit up, but figure out the flour to concentrate ratio.
So they're actually got a purpose now, is the deal. So they're trying to fuck with our allotment is the bottom line, is what it's come down to.
The rumors that I've heard being kicked around for the allotment that they have is not what we have. But right. AZDHS is, I'm again in the process of writing another article about pretty much until they know there's an issue, they're studying the issue, and until they release a statement, it's business as usual, meaning that it's 1 gram to 1
gram.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 gram, 1 gram. Yeah, 1 gram is 1 gram.
So
also, when we start looking at percentages, they did this with edibles. Some dispensaries still do it with edibles, but if you get 100 milligram edible somewhere, some places call it 1 gram. Some places call it 2 to 3 grams sometimes. But there's really, it's
a scientist,
a tenth of a gram
going to ASU that's had Kyla Norton. She did this. She works for C4 Labs. She did this big, long. You might want to interview her. Okay. She's really passionate about cannabis. She's adorable.
Kyla Norton.
Yeah.
All right.
She did like this 2-year study of allotment with edibles.
Huh.
And she got it like approved by ASU, I think. She did a really good job on it.
So what did her?
That there really isn't a set standard.
Yeah.
There hasn't been on edibles for a long time. So it's just, I guess, moving over to the concentrate.
So they just said, fuck it, we'll just change the focus. So
I don't know.
When I go to a dispensary, I always ask, because I do edibles. I get a lot of edibles, and if I am getting 100 milligrams and it costs me 3 times or 3 grams, I can't do that. But if I get 100 milligrams and it costs me a tenth of a gram, which is what it is, then I can do that. And that's really how they should measure all concentrates and everything. How much THC is in it? If it's
That's what I think.
87%, it's 870 grams.
Yeah.
Done. 870 milligrams. I apologize. 870 milligrams. Done. So now
That's
you
what I
have
think too.
Point.
Kind of like how the proofing,
1.8,
the alcohol
1.2,
proofing system, but like a little bit different, like
Exactly.
modified for cannabis.
Yeah.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. If that they should put that determination in there, but then they should also do that for flour.
That's what I thought
Yeah.
too.
So if you're gonna do that,
So if you're gonna buy a gram that's like 14%, then yeah.
it should be 140 milligrams.
Yeah.
And we should call everything 25. What would it be? 2.5 million grams every 2 weeks. 2.5 million milligrams every 2 weeks is what it would be.
Oh, and just switch it over from ounces to milligrams.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
That would make way more sense. And then you have your allotment of how many milligrams did I take this week? And that's more medical. It's actually way more medical to track the milligrams than it is to track flour.
You're right, it is. Well, that's how the medical industry, the pharmaceutical industry does it.
Exactly.
Not that we want to model ourselves after that industry, but I mean, it just makes sense because they don't charge you, or your milligrams is not per how much opiate flour it took to make one pill.
Right.
It's
how much is in the final product.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to look at is how much are we getting in the final product. Because if I go get 2.5 ounces of CBD flour and I get no THC in it, it's still 2.5 ounces of CBD flour at the dispensary. But then I go to my store where I can sell you 2.5 ounces of hemp CBD flour, federally legal, and not go against your allotment at all. So there's definitely, we need to look at the milligrams. And maybe we need to talk to the lawmakers, Michael Weiser or somebody, to get that in front of somebody.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. So we accomplished something just now. Yeah. So, yeah, the allotment, 2.5 ounces every 2 weeks in Arizona might be in jeopardy with the grams of concentrates going towards the grams of flour. Because they're going to say it's going to take 4 grams of flour to make 1 gram of concentrate or whatever. Is what they're going to try.
MCSO is going to try something way more brash than that, I think. I think they're trying to do like 1 ounce of flour equals 1 gram.
Oh, wow. Well, they're terrible at it.
That's
yeah, you can probably get a little bit more, but I think
what I said too, but
it's literally 10% is literally what it comes down to. So if you have 28 grams of flour, you would have 2.8 grams of concentrate is
what they're trying to say, which will not go with anybody's MC or RSO
right
regiment.
Yeah. You can't get by with any of that. So yeah, we definitely need to look at the milligrams and how much milligrams it is, or just go fucking legal and say it's an ounce. What we got? I know you don't want to talk about.
the I like about the initiative is if I still have my card, I can grow my 6 plants.
Yeah.
And then I can use my card if this a concentrate like allotment thing gets worked out to make RSO.
Yeah.
And I'll still have to like probably be covered by the 8, but I'd have to have like 28 grams of RSO or something.
Right. Yeah. So.
Or would it divert? I don't know.
That's what they're gonna figure out. How much flour did it take to make that 28 grams? And yeah, because that probably took all 6 plants, at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, so if the concentrate allotment issue gets worked out, then I can make my own RSO.
Well, as it stands right now, though, it's still 2.5 ounces of concentrate, right?
Yeah, right. Well, there's different.
So there are some dispensaries.
There's brands and dispensaries doing different things.
Like
there
the
was
edibles.
like a while ago. I mean, I think it's died down and pretty much all gone back to the 1-to-1 now.
Oh.
I don't know. I know the dispensaries I go to have 1-to-1.
Yeah.
So, and I used to like when this first like started, I was like calling dispensaries.
Yeah, how many?
Before I went there, and I was like, "Is it still 1 gram on my allotment? Because I don't want to go over."
Well, speaking of, we should get the concentrates going now. We're talking about concentrates.
Okay.
I got the THC crystals lemon cake in here. Yeah. So I like them. They're smooth. Miguel, our manager at our Mesa store, he came in here and did a show yesterday, and he hit this, and he said it was really smooth, and then he just coughed and sweat for like 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
So just to be prepared.
I'll just do my own.
No, you gotta try. Just gently inhale. It's
Is it ready?
It is now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it buzzes when it's ready. Yeah, just like that.
Okay. I'm not gonna die.
No. I said he was weak. Don't die yet. No. But I think he did a really big hit. See, now here it comes. Yeah.
I have water.
Water ain't gonna save you, girl.
Yeah.
It's over. So yeah, that was the THCA crystals. You want to try again?
Okay.
It's still hot, ready to go.
Ah.
Yes, I dropped one on the tile and that thing popped off, and yeah, I lost one for about 2 weeks while I waited for shipping. But he'll get you. So that's the Puffco. Have you? If you travel, these things are good because they break down to just the base basically, and you take them with you anywhere. Yeah. And they still hit.
I need one.
You don't have to have the torch. Don't have to put the hot thing in your pocket. You know, wait for the nail to cool down. It's just there, ready to go. I like those types, and it gets you. It's a full hit.
Gotcha.
It's a full hit. Yeah. So now where were we? We were. You said that you had a new article coming up.
I have
Several new articles.
one about Earl Camp.
Mm-hmm.
One about AZDHS kind of giving a press release
So what?
through the ADA about the concentrate allotment issue.
So DHS is now putting their 2 cents in.
Well, they kind of have to. Well, they started auditing brands like back a few months ago, and like dictating that they started labeling them by how much flour it took to make the product.
Okay.
And then I don't know, it kind of just died down. I think the ADA started working with AZDHS a little bit.
Huh.
And started like explaining their sides, like, you can't do this to all these sick people. There's like kids with epilepsy that like need their RSO, and
Yeah.
they need a certain amount of RSO a day, and you're gonna let,
Yeah.
So I think things started kind of to get worked out. I harassed AZDHS a little bit, and yeah.
Nice. Are they returning your calls now? Are you starting to get through?
No.
No.
No, well, they reply a little bit. I ran into the media person or the press. I don't know what he does, but I ran into him at the testing board committee thing that was this last Thursday.
You could just straight up confront them, say, "Hey."
I said, "Hey, I'm Allison Stien. Nice to meet you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get away from me now.
Yeah, he's like, "Hi." I'm like, he's like, if you have any questions, call me. I'm like, okay.
I have been.
Yeah.
I have questions. Answer your phone.
Oh, he always. I never got the email. Really, I sent it 5 times.
Yeah. Well,
And then like the questions from like the first one to like the 5th one get really like mean because the more information I'm finding out, the more my questions grow, and the more he's not replying, the more I have more questions.
Yeah,
So it's like it grows from like 5 questions to like 21.
Right.
And if you could have just replied to like the 5 questions, then I probably would have had like maybe like 5 more questions after that. It would have been like,
Would have been done.
yeah.
Now.
Instead of just playing this, I never got your email. I was like, fine.
So do you find that in the cannabis business side of it?
No.
Just,
Business owners are usually pretty compliant to talk.
that's cool. But the actual enforcers of it?
They might not be too happy to talk about it because there was this like event in Williams, like by the Grand Canyon, that kind of didn't go all too well, and I had to talk to the person that put that on. He wasn't exactly too happy to talk to me, but I mean, he still talked to me. I mean, kind of like.
What was the event?
It was the first out at like Northern event, supposedly, or something. And the cops came, and it was kind of weird and traumatic.
Huh.
I mean, but it was just weird.
But the Earl Cup, it was very chill. There wasn't any police walking up or nothing. No, it was more for.
It was pretty okay.
So, different environment.
Well, there was like a cop stationed on Saturday at some stop sign, like the first stop sign after you left the property. So if people didn't stop there, I think they were getting pulled over. But I mean,
It was just one cop. There wasn't like a checkpoint or anything like that.
no, there wasn't like a checkpoint or anything like they searched you or anything like
Well, that's
that.
good, I guess.
I mean,
I don't know if
it's
it's legal,
Yavapai
but
County.
yeah.
Um,
Sheila Polk looking for you, but
yeah, but she was having fun smoking in Sheila Polk County. She has like I think an entire album of people giving like it. Yeah.
well, yeah. When you do the was it Mom Force or Met Force?
Oh, that's. Oh,
what was her thing?
No, she's PCC. She's Phoenix Cannabis.
No, the Sheila Polk.
Sheila Polk.
Yeah, it was her.
Oh, I have no clue.
Anyway, she had a big anti medical marijuana thing when it first opened.
I know.
They were really just all about it. So it's good to see. It's what 6 years in the making now. Well, yes, 7 years now. I guess that we've been actually cannabis dispensaries open. That to see the change. It hasn't even been a decade yet, but it's evolving and I'm chilling out.
It's pretty cool. I mean,
Because 7 years ago, that wouldn't have been the same.
when you walk down like the row at like Earl Camp, it was just like, and there's like people literally smoking everywhere, and you're just like, this is so badass. Because I grew up in the '90s, and we like had to like be like crackheads and like hide behind dumpsters.
Right.
And
Little metal pipes, little dugouts.
yeah, we had to do like, hey mom, when's your mom coming home? And like stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like sheds and backyard, clam baked tents and backyards and fucking
What age did you first start smoking at?
13.
Oh, wow. I was like 24 when I first had cannabis. But 13, though, what was it, a friend or uncle, cool uncle? How did you first get introduced to cannabis at 13 years old?
Well, they say alcohol is the gateway drug, and it really is, because I was already like hitting my mom's liquor cabinet before that, just because I wanted to be weird and rebellious, and yay,
Yeah.
I'm a teenager. But I think, oh God, okay, it was my friend Stephanie.
Yeah,
My niece's she was my best friend. It was my niece's mom.
Your niece's mom.
Yeah.
Is that your cousin?
No, she's my best friend.
Okay.
So like, she was my best friend. I pretty much helped her raise her kids. So they call me.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
They call you aunt. But
Yeah.
I got you.
I'm not blood related. I chose to help raise them.
That's cool. At 13.
No, she got pregnant with them later.
Okay. So this is who. Okay, now I'm back in this.
Yeah.
So you're both are kids.
Yeah, we were both kids.
Okay, I got you.
And yeah, we got high and then we like walked all over the place.
But
I got bit by a dog and I thought it was the most funniest thing. Well, I had PTSD, so like it just made sense. Like
everything was just better, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool. So weed was medicinal back then, the first time. So you realized that, hey, this was relief.
It really worked for me.
Well, that's cool. So as a 13-year-old, you were already starting to see medicinal benefits of
Well, I had
cannabis.
high anxiety.
Yeah.
And I couldn't for once I didn't have anxiety. And it was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I can kind of be myself and who I want to be and not worry, and not have my anxiety triggered. So
Right on. Well, that's neat. Yeah. I think I was doing mixed martial arts and my back was always hurting. So my jiu-jitsu coach gave me my first joint. But that was a little different experience, but still medicinal. I think.
I think all cannabis is medicinal use, whether you know it or not.
Well, that's why I say, especially with the recreational. You're gonna laugh at a movie or hang out with your friends. You're still gonna get the benefits for sure. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So, growing up, have you pretty much smoked your whole time there? Did you take any breaks or?
No, I've pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, since like 13, yeah.
Yeah. I know I've been high since 2007 every day, but I don't know. I haven't came down since then.
It was like 13, like on and off. Like I didn't do it every day. It wasn't until like 14, 15 that it like picked up and was more like apparent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stayed medicated. I'm not high.
Well, I would never hit it. My
Yeah.
mom, even when I was a kid, I mean, she wasn't stupid. She could figure it out. But I never really like hid it I didn't really care to hide it. I was just like, whatever.
Well, that's cool. I mean, as long as that's the thing. Some of these parents will send kids to military school or
Oh no!
call the cops on them.
My mom called the cops, and my mom pulled all kinds of weird shit. But
Oh, really?
She then I went through all this weird shit in counseling, and then I came back home and I had like an A in math and I had like a B grade point average. And my mom was like, "What the hell's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know." She's like, "Are you still smoking pot?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's all, "Well, you have a B average. We're just going to get you your license." I was like, "What?"
Wow.
This was not what I was expecting. And she got, so.
She got you your card, actually?
No, she got me my driver's license.
Oh, I got you. So because you were doing so well, you got your driver's license to drive.
Yeah, she got tired of driving me everywhere. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I wish maybe I should have done, it wouldn't have been such a failure.
I had because I would sit there and I just do the math homework, and she's like, "You've never had an A in math your entire life. What the hell is going on?" I'm like, "Oh no, I just get really high and do my math homework."
Yeah, maybe.
And then it was my first period class, so then I would go and baked and still get the best grade. I got ace the test, and my mom's like, "What?"
So kids should try weed.
Not all. No, not all kids. I mean,
yeah.
I had anxiety since I was 3.
Wow. So this is definitely a medicinal.
So
outlet.
I can't think of a time that I never had anxiety. I've always had functioning anxiety, so I'm just.
Wow.
Cannabis has always kind of made it to where neutral.
That's good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here today. Thanks to cannabis and talking with us. There's so many things happening in Arizona, like we're talking about with the allotments changing, the edibles from dispensary to dispensary. Do you see with the big companies coming in a more unified cannabis family, or do you think that it should stay mom and pops and not the medmen?
I like the mom and pops.
Yeah.
I think they put out a better quality.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, the big stores. They offer a lot of positions, a lot of jobs, a lot of, all that. But
well, yeah, they do offer a lot of. So do mom and pops too, though.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I'm just trying to think. Like grow size, HR. You're gonna see different positions start opening up with the bigger stores. Because they have more chains of command, I guess. Whereas
I don't like the first time patient special.
Well, yeah, I can see.
I don't like that. You can only use it at one harvest. When that one harvest goes by 10 different has.
Oh, really?
That. I think it's one. You should be able to do your first time special per license.
I thought that's how. I thought that's not how it is, because that's how I. So if I go to Nirvana and
it depends on the
yeah.
Okay,
so harvest is one, huh?
Harvest is one first time patient special.
Wow.
I think throughout all of.
Harvest used to be such a good company before they got taken over. That's interesting.
I like when do they get taken
over? I think the 2 years maybe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They were one of the first ones to sell, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyways, they were one of the first dispensaries open. They were the first actual licensed dispensary open. Because when we opened up Herbal Wellness Center in 2013, it was Harvest and Arizona Organics.
Yeah.
And then Organics was the west side, and Harvest was on the east side. And we opened up Herbal Wellness Center there at 43rd Avenue and Indian School. And they didn't have. I mean, we changed the game on them, but Harvest was the place for quality stuff, and Organics was just kind of always the place.
Yeah,
that's kind of how it is still. But it's interesting to see the differences, between the mom and pops. I was talking to a bud tender yesterday, and they were saying the mom and pops tend to be more hands-on. Like he was talking about sexual harassment in the cannabis industry. And probably
there's some creepy guy.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking with the bigger stores, you're not going to see that as much as far as the employee aspect. With the mom and pop, the smaller stores, you might have nobody to go to, no HR to talk to, that type of, because it being an unregulated new industry, that sometimes those bigger stores might come with a little bit more regulation.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So I don't know. That was my
I don't know.
Food for thought, but. Have you worked in a dispensary?
No.
Any desire to?
Actually, yeah, I wanted to at first, but now I'm just like over it.
Now being on the backside of it, seeing a little bit more, talking to everybody inside of it.
It's way fun. I like what I do way more than
That's cool.
Because I don't have to. I can work from home if I want to. And
you have more access to the industry from being outside. Like if you're working in a dispensary, you're compartmentalized. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Yeah,
like,
you're in that one little spot. You're not able to see the grow. You're not able to see how concentrates are made. You're not able to talk to this person. You're in that spot, and that's your job. But what you're doing is you can see everything. You can see the grow. You can talk to the how concentrates. You can talk to the owners. You talk to everybody. That wouldn't be necessarily accessible from the inside.
Right.
So
it's. I like it. It wasn't what I planned on doing, but it turned out great.
Well, that's good. So how'd you fall into this?
I went to a women grow.
Oh yeah.
And I had written an article for another publication about my Grow Science mixtape I got. Because I was so stoked that I got it. And, like, you know those, like, moments where, like, go do this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just sporadically. Like, I didn't know what I was going to do with it or who I was going to give it to. And I did it, and then I got it published. And then, okay, so there's one reference point.
Who published that?
Earl Times.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if it's still up. It might be.
Right.
It was, like, in September? No, not September. February? February.
So, but this year, though. Early this year.
And then that was like a reference point. I don't know. I ran into Michael because he's the editor, and he's like, turn in something. So I turned in something. He's like, I can't use it, but I like it. I was like, okay. Turn in something else. So I turned in something else. He's like, I like it, but I can't use it. I was like, okay. So then, well, tell me what to write. So you can use it.
Stop writing this stuff. Yeah.
Like,
give me some direction. Yeah.
And he told me what to write, and then I did like, I'd like to consider it like an internship for ACN. For like a few months, and then I finally got staff.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So Michael Weiser was your foot in the door to that's cool. And you met him at Women Grow, huh?
Yeah.
Was that your first Women Grow meeting, or was that?
No, it was like my second. I was going with my roommate. My roommate wanted to go through the speed hire, and I had already gone through it. And I was like, well, I'll go through it with her. Why not?
Sure.
So.
How are those events?
I like Women Grow. Yeah. It's fun.
The new Susan
Wong.
Yeah. She seems to be really passionate about the industry, and I think that it's a good direction for them. So I definitely like to see what they're going to be doing. They had that party in Tucson, the party bus come up.
That was the pop. I don't know. I think Women Grow got divided. I'm not sure.
Oh, that was a separate.
Yeah, there's like I don't know.
Okay, that's the Tucson chapter now.
Yeah, there's a Tucson Women Grow, and
interesting. Well, maybe it's expanding, not dividing.
Yeah.
We'll look at it from that angle.
Good angle.
Yeah. Right on. So that's cool. So Michael got you into the Cannabis New Time or Cannabis
Actually, I know the New Times writer.
Yeah.
I gave her a story, the new cannabis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about some guy, an MCSO overdosing and work release.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was MCSO related, so somebody was like, "Here." It was like, "Oh,
yeah,
it doesn't have cannabis in it."
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah, so I gave it to her.
Interesting. And New Times has been pretty good to us. They did an article when we first came to Arizona about staff MMJ and Herbal Risings, and they've always been on our side, it seemed like. But I know some people in this industry, they're not so much on their side. So I've been kind of blessed to be on their good side for now, anyways, until they find out my secrets. But yeah, no, it's a good publication, especially in Arizona. Now they're with a national chain. Now they're part of like all these different little publications throughout California, Washington, everywhere. So they're keeping print alive, and I think that's still important for people to pick up that free information and see something, because when you Google something online, you know what you're looking for. When you pick up a publication, you know what you're going to get out of it. So it's still nice to have those type of articles still out there.
Yeah, it's I like museum.
Yeah, that's cool. But being online, Cannabis Monthly Arizona Cannabis News. Now, is it a monthly publication, or are they doing it daily?
It used to be a monthly publication, so it used to be Arizona Cannabis News, and then they changed it because there's a lot of news in the cannabis community that doesn't happen monthly. It happens weekly. So we just changed it to Arizona Cannabis News.
Wow. So how often do you see yourself putting articles out?
About 2 a week.
Oh, really? So it's pretty often. You're constantly writing.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty interesting. Is there plenty of topics out there?
Sometimes you gotta. Well, there are.
Yeah.
I just don't like to do book reports.
Yeah. So what's available?
Like I hate. Here, copy this story that's been regurgitated like 20 times.
Yeah.
Just put it in your own words. I hate those stories because it's literally just a book report.
So investigative journalist is more.
I like to write the news more than I like
to report it.
Well, no.
Got it.
I like to,
Yeah. Get in there.
Figure out what's going on.
That's cool. I think waiting for the stuff to come out. I mean, it's good if you don't have anything to write about, but going and looking for it, that's definitely a different angle.
Yeah.
But
there's always stuff to write about. I mean, I'm going to do the dirtiest rig contest, kind of keeps getting put back.
The dirtiest what?
Rig contest.
Rig. Oh no.
We're taking somebody's rig and we're having it clean. We're cleaning it.
And
we're having the reclaim tested.
Oh, nice. So. Is it the dirtiest rig or the most potent rig?
Well, no, because we want to know,
Because if you're smoking some dirty old Mexican weed, you're going to have a dirty rig.
Okay, the most uncleanly rig.
All right.
You
got to get that.
Gooey.
But that THC is what you're looking for. The end result, the most potent?
We want to know what's in the reclaim.
Yeah.
We want to know, is it safe to redab it?
Yeah.
Is it safe to use? Because I know a lot of people use it for edibles.
That's all I got by for a while. I had a big resin ball that I chipped off for many times.
Oh my God.
Many times.
I had a huge resin ball at one point. That huge resin ball got me in, not too much trouble. It was funny though.
With the police or?
I was 16. And it was Christmas time, so there was Christmas bud. And every time my pipe got clogged, I just would start a resin ball. It was like Pee Wee Herman and his Tim Ford.
Let's pause it for 1 second. Let's just talk about Christmas bud for a second for all these people that don't understand what Christmas bud is, because they go to the dispensary and they get these sales on Christmas time and whatnot. But when you get street cannabis, and it used to come in a brick, and a whole year long, it would just be brick weed, stems, and seeds. And then around November, this magical Christmas bud will start showing up. And it smelled like Christmas. It was it actually had homegrown little buds in it. It
was awesome.
It was yeah. So that was a national thing. That would come up everywhere.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was just in Arizona.
No, that we got that in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
People waiting for it. It was everywhere.
Okay.
So so if you still know about Christmas bud, you're one of the ends. But most people nowadays probably don't have any idea what the fuck we're talking about.
I totally aged myself too. So
yeah. So I want to call you out on it. So you're adding to your tinfoil
my
collection,
my resin ball collection.
Yeah.
And I got into a fight with my mom, and I kicked a hole in the wall, and the police came.
Yeah.
And the police searched my room.
Your mom say she's got drugs in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they searched my room and they found this resin ball.
Looks like black tar heroin. Yep.
And I was 16 and I never knew what heroin looked like.
Yeah.
Scottsdale. And they're telling my mom it's heroin. And I'm sitting there on the phone with her. She's like, they found your heroin. I'm like, they found my what? This is Scottsdale PD too. It totally smelled like pot. There was no way you could smell that and go, yeah, that's heroin.
Yeah.
It totally smelled there was a pot pipe right next to it, but no, Scottsdale PD said it was heroin.
Wow.
And my mom's I was like, so did they get the results on that? She's like, it was pot.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, see, I told you I was just on a lot of acid.
So
there's nothing to worry about.
And you were 16 at this time? So marijuana's not a gateway drug, just your gateway friends.
Well, no, it was if anything, it was a gateway drug in the opposite direction. It was the government lied to me, because they you're going to die if you smoke marijuana.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And then I did it, and I'm like, this is it.
Yeah. So
okay, so let's
what else are you lying about?
Try acid.
Yeah.
What could that be like if this is what pot is like? Fine, we'll try that.
So I have not done acid. What would you describe that like?
Have you ever seen a scanner darkly?
I don't think I have.
Okay, well, a scanner darkly is like watching tweakers on acid.
Okay.
So, like, it's like all like color, like it's a really weird movie.
Huh. So everything's more colorful
Yeah.
and weird.
Yeah, and everything has tracers, and it's a happy little. I liked Wonderland a little bit too much,
Okay.
but yeah.
A Scanner Darkly. If you're out there, viewers, you know this movie. You're yelling at me. I apologize. I'll have to check it out. And I'm sure about the acid too. Well, you might not be yelling at me if you're on acid. You might be watching your hand. But if you're not on acid right now, you have done it. I apologize.
For statute of limitation reason, I have not done acid in a really long time.
Just for statute of limitation reasons.
Yes.
You have not.
No.
But for
Actually,
statute
no,
of
I really haven't.
I
I haven't really been willing to take that trip for a while.
I'm curious. I might have to do a Joe Rogan style podcast, get my spacesuit on and do the acid on air and see what happens. But until then, we'll have to see. But I haven't tried it yet. I'm curious. And now Allison's my gateway. Get me out.
No.
It's all your fault now.
No, blame the can. No, blame the alcohol.
I'm blaming you.
Blame the alcohol.
This is my alcohol. This is my Coke.
Dude, I used to be so bad on Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I don't drink too much. I do absinthe every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
A little green fairy.
I don't drink very much at all.
But yeah, I'll blame it on the absinthe.
Okay.
This is my stand-up live cup. We get a lot of these because if I go out to comedy clubs, I drink iced tea. And so when you go to the comedy club, they give you a bottomless iced tea. It's a souvenir cup because they charge you $20 for an iced tea this way. So I have a bunch of these souvenir comedy club cups. So I got stand-up live. I got Tempe Improv.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah. So it looks like I drink a lot, but really it's iced tea cups.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. So that's
I got
fun.
all my swag stuff too.
Yeah. This is a Venom Extracts shirt. Yeah.
Everybody has like a drawer full of swag shirt. That's usually overflowing, and my niece used to take all my shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, here, just take it. Fine, whatever.
My kids definitely have a few of them because they don't put them in 2Xs. I'm too big for most of the swag. They get larges usually.
Well, she busted her hip when she was like 15, like longboarding. So she had like hip replacement surgery. So she qualifies for a card. She's in Missouri right now.
Do they have medical marijuana? Yeah.
The program's just starting right there, and she's planning on moving back here. So I'd just rather have her save her money and get a card here.
Oh yeah. I saw you talking about that. You're trying to get her over here. So how old is she now?
20. She's 20 now.
Arizona's pretty tough on the pain on being under 21 and getting your card.
She broke her ball joint off her hip bone.
Yeah.
So she she never went to any physical therapy for it either because shit happened in her life that I had no control over. And
yeah, well, definitely get her out here, get on the cannabis.
Well, yeah, she's out there probably medicating illegally.
Yeah. Well,
getting into trouble, but
we'll send her some
trying to get her home.
Salve, some CBD salve at least, because that's gotta be painful. The area of the hip is you use that too much.
Oh, I felt so bad looking at her when she was 15. She's like, "Look, Annie, I broke my hip." I was like,
hip replacement surgery at 15.
So what the fuck are you doing about?
What are you gonna do when you're 80?
I know she's gonna have to have like 2 more hip replacement surgeries and shit.
Ooh,
and it's a huge scar too already. I'm like,
yeah, that's a rough ride ahead of you. 15 hip replacement.
She was still walking after she did it. She didn't think that she like broke. Well, I've heard of people that like break their hip and then like
the ball joint pop.
I don't know. I've heard about people that like literally broke their hip and didn't know they broke their hip, and then the bone like grew like the muscle grew back around it, so that they'd have to go back in, re-break the hip and like set it. Yeah. So, so she was still walking around after she broke the hip. That's
crazy. That's gonna be painful as hell now.
Yeah, she's got like metal. She's got metal things.
All that scar tissue. Yeah. It's just muscle memory. All that. That's gonna be a painful time.
She's my toughie.
Oh yeah, definitely. That cold air in Missouri too. It's gonna be no good for that pain. Get her over here.
I fucking
yeah.
Oh, she calls me up all the time.
Oh, yeah, it's getting cold now too, I'm sure.
No, she just hates it there. I mean, it's Missouri.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
I don't want to.
Sorry for all of our
niece.
Missouri
I don't
listeners.
want to out my niece either.
Yeah.
Sorry, I love you.
Come see us.
No, she plans on coming back and getting her card, and she doesn't have any felonies, so she could probably, and she's smart.
Yeah.
She retains information. She just needs to learn how to work on her impulse control, and she might do good in the industry.
All right. Well, what's what we help with, April, she looks at resumes all day long, helps them get in the industry, so we can give her a hand when she gets out here to see what we can do. That's one of the things that we've always been doing is networking with hiring managers and dispensary owners, and we try to stay on the positive side, make sure that they have good employees, because it starts with the employee to the patient. If they're not relaying that positive and right information, that patient's not going to come back. You're going to lose people. So we always try working with the dispensary managers, make sure they have good, positive employees helping those patients. You got a bad attitude employee, you got somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, it's just a bad experience. And
I think the first year I had my card, I didn't really get it all that much, but I think the more numbers you get added on,
yeah,
the more respect you get.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't even think about how the number just growing.
Because it keeps going up one each.
Yeah. That's
now will it be going up 2 each year now?
I don't know. Interesting.
Ooh, anybody here get their card renewed?
I got mine in May.
Oh, I got mine in June.
Yeah, so just before. Yeah. That's why I was saying.
Well, I wasn't going to wait. I couldn't.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to let it lapse.
No.
So.
Not going to a dispensary for.
Yeah. The most fucked up thing is when you go get your card renewed and then you go to the dispensary, because your card's not dead yet, but it does expire, and your new one hasn't came in, we can't help you. Oh, you just saw me yesterday, you mother. Yeah, I know it's frustrating. I know they can't do anything.
No, they can.
Well, the ones that I've been to have not.
I've heard of some places taking your paperwork and using your old card number and then just bumping it up one.
Yeah, that would be cool. It should activate because they say I got approved. It said it's coming, so why not? Yeah, I agree.
Mean, I don't think it would be that big.
The new card's not scanned in the system yet. They don't have that copy, supposedly, if they were to get audited. So if they want to play it by the book.
I know, and shit like that is what,
That's where they get on me, because they know I run the fucking college, and they won't break any rules for me.
Well, and that's what happens with MCSO busting.
Yeah,
people. There might be just one little.
Yeah.
They might be completely legal, and then there's just one thing that's just illegal, and MCSO comes in at the right time, at the right day.
I go to the right dispensaries. They do everything by the book. Well, at least when I'm
plant count wise, there could be maybe one plant. Or
I know.
one bag of unusable trim that they see is usable. It could be literally any reason.
Yeah. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking at the independent people first, the license to grow.
Well, because they don't have the legal backing, I think.
Yeah.
Because if they can't go in and do that to a dispensary and that's what.
Well, dispensaries are actually paying taxes too, and I think
true.
that's where it comes down to.
True.
They get the sales tax.
True.
Yeah, and they're gonna side with the sales tax before they side with the non-sales tax. So I think that's really what it comes down to, who's paying me. But
they really believe that it's like heroin.
Yeah,
I've had 3-4 people tell me that they really wholeheartedly, with all their being, believe that cannabis concentrate is like heroin. I thought about writing a story about it. Just
well, you should definitely talk to some heroin people. There's a lot of them that are using CBD and cannabis now, and things to get off of heroin. And really,
I know a dude that runs an
talk to
outreach
him.
that goes out around and gives supplies to homeless people.
Yeah, there's needle exchanges and all sorts. There's all sorts of things going down. So obviously we don't have pipe exchanges going on for our cannabis users that are just strung out on the street looking for it. It's not nearly the same. And
No,
get those people who had those stories and actually talk to them and put them side by side to the people who are like, yeah, I didn't have a joint last night. I was a little rough at work today.
I was a bit of a bitch last night when I got home because I was out.
Not like I held up a family next door because, needed a fix. Yeah, you're gonna get some different stories.
Robbed an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Steal her car. So yeah. So
Yeah.
I can make it to my dude's house.
Yeah, there's gonna be some different sides of the coin there for sure than just cannabis. How we doing on time? You got some place to go?
No, I'm fine.
How long we been running this up for? I don't know. We're there.
She's Googling. She's shopping.
I know she's over there. Amazon it. About an hour. So we've hit it for pretty good topics. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable with the things we've talked about. We hit on quite a few. Anything you want to throw in there before we?
No, just if you want to enter the dirtiest rig contest, you can.
Dirtiest rig contest.
It's on Instagram.
I'm so bad about cleaning stuff. I see. I try to not.
I don't want to do mine because I know what mine is, and it's primarily like one brand.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be kind of like bias, and I want to get somebody that
uses a lot of different concentrates.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
So like the person that goes for like the sales.
Yeah. Well, see that reclaim. I've blown a lot of reclaim through my old pipes. A lot of reclaim through the dab rigs. That brown watery just reclaim that just piles up. There's I know there's stuff there. I've redabbed it. I've redabbed it several times.
Some people like it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll do a little. Maybe we can do a contest with that Cannabis News. See how much is vaped weed in there.
Oh shit. Because
I know it. Okay. So if I was to weigh the cannabis before I smoke it, I vaporize it, and then weigh it after, you can actually see how much THC I was to take out of that cannabis.
Oh, I'm sure.
So I'm curious how much is actually left over.
Well, you'd have to
in that day.
Do you have another jar like that?
I do. I got a couple of them.
Just weigh it without it.
Yeah.
Then,
Well, yeah.
I want to know how much is in there.
I want to know how much is in there too, because
I wasn't gonna guess unless you like had another jar to weigh it, because then
I've done 5
I had to wait
grams.
for you to eat like a jar of pickles or something.
No. I got, but I did. I smoked 5 ounces recently. I mean, this is last month, and it was from here to here. So that's like 5 right there.
Okay.
So there's got to be quite yeah. There's a lot there.
But it's not usable.
I'm saying it's not usable.
I'm saying it's not usable.
Yeah, because I just said there's a lot.
It has no THC content, so therefore it wouldn't
I would
be
assume
usable.
not, but I bet if you tested
wait.
it, there's got to be something.
Well, there's like something in like that hemp law, like
But the 0.3, it might turn into hemp. It might be there might be something in there. But I would like to see. Maybe our friends at C4 or Desert Valley Testing might be willing to test this cannabis before we extract it.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. Yeah, it's pretty full now. I was waiting for it to get all the way full, but it's getting there.
There's like a little like cave in there though.
Oh, yeah, there is. That's how. It denses up. It tightens up in there. It's funny. Weed likes to stick together.
Apparently.
Well, Allison Stien. It's Stein, not Steen. Freaking Stein. All right. It's freaking
Stein.
All right. Allison, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out and doing our toking today and toking with us and talking with us. But yeah, come and do it again. I really appreciate you.
I will.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.